Hello friends, I'm back from my trip. It was fabulous and I was so excited to come home and craft with my friends. I was thrilled to see a lot of my crafty friends on my Stampin' Up! Trip in Hawaii, and I'm back here with my favorite crafty friends that I stamp with on Wednesday nights. So I just love Stampin' Friends, they're the best. So I hope you enjoy tonight's card class. If you were here last time I went live, you had dinner with my family, and that is because I left my headphones on the counter and I left the Bluetooth on. So this time I turned off the Bluetooth, so you don't get to eat dinner with my family. I'm sorry. So we are going to, we're gonna do a card class tonight. I'm gonna show you how to make these 3 really stunning inspired thoughts cards. Hey Barb, I'm so glad you're here. Shout out, let me know that you're here and that you can hear me, because you never know with me. Yes, you did, Barb. I know, that was so funny. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad Hope figured it out. She was like, Mom, your headphones. So welcome to the card class. Hi, Kathy. I have been having an online card class for the last year, and it's been awesome. Didn't typically do that before COVID. Thank you, Kathy. But I am doing it now, and I will continue to have an online card class every month. So the fun thing about the pandemic is it's forced us to do things differently, and I've really enjoyed it. So I will continue to be doing my online class once a month on Facebook Live. It should be, I believe it's the 3rd Wednesday of the month when I'll do my online card class. Just make sure that you're on my email list, because that's where you're going to get all of the information about my upcoming classes. So if you're not already getting my emails, make sure and Facebook message me your email. So the way that the class works is you watch tonight. It should last around an hour. And if you love the cards, which you will, then you probably should buy the bundle. So I'll show you about the bundle. When you buy the bundle, you'll get the class for free, because the card class is free. It ships to your house with the purchase of $30 or more, okay? If your purchase is $50 or more, then you'll get a free embellishment from the new catalog, so that's exciting. But that's how the online card class works. And I want you, are you back on track after an awesome vacation? Kathy, that is an excellent question. First of all, kind of, yes, and not really. My plan all along was to go back to my work, like my other job, which is a full-time job, right when I got back from Hawaii, but I received news today that I don't have to go back in person. So everything is sort of upside down in my brain right now, because I had expectations that ended up not being the case. But that's awesome. I mean, I'm so happy. So yes and no. Also, there's a 5-hour time difference, so sometimes around this time of night I feel like really sleepy. But overall, yes, it was such a wonderful vacation. If you have ever get the chance to go to Hawaii, it is stunning. All I can say is that everything about the whole island just seemed like paradise. That's all I can say about that. It was incredible. So I hope you get to do that at some point in your life. I want to tell you really quickly about the Join Plus special in case people have to get off, and then I'll talk a little bit more at the end. But the Join Plus special is going on right now, and it ends on the 31st. The reason I want to make sure you understand this is don't wait until holiday weekend to take advantage of this special. You want to deal with this before Saturday, Sunday, Monday, because the Stampin' Up! Office will be closed and they cannot help you with your starter kit if they're closed. But it's normally our starter kit is $125 for $99. It is $155 for $99. okay? So just let that sink in. If you're not already a happy shopper, then you would be loco to not do it at this point. Hey, Susie, $155 for 99 is crazy, okay? And it ends at the end of this month, which is in 6 short days. So I just want to make sure and bring that up, and we'll talk about it a little bit more at the end, and I'll show you exactly what you need to order from the Inspired Thoughts bundle and other things to make the cards that to make more of the cards that we're making tonight. I would love it if you could like and share this video. That helps other people enjoy our card class, and I will be giving away, it's a card class, so I will be giving away this blending brush. So we're going to use it on tonight's card, and you do want to be in the running for that, because these, you can never have too many of these. If you have 3 sets, you need 4. If you have 4 sets, you need 5. You always need more than you have, because they're just incredible, and I don't really feel like washing mine out. I just want to have one for every color. So like and share, and that will put you in the running for this prize tonight. Okay, let's get cracking on our cards. I'm going to point you downwards per usual, and we are going to get started on our pretty cards. I love them. I just love them. I confess that I designed one of them. Thank you, Susie. And Tiana's here. I designed one of the cards. I kind of tweaked one of the cards from another demonstrator, and I got this card straight out of the Stampin' Up! Catalog. Really, this is the card that sold the bundle to me, and then this card sealed the deal of happiness. I love it. So we're actually going to start with this card, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I've got my stuff cut out here. Yes, we are going to do something unusual here. So I've got some, oh, thank you. I love that pool party. I'm using a base of gray granite, a layer of, where did it go? A layer of basic gray. Let me see if I can put my hand on it really quickly. It looks like I redistributed it into a pile of things, or maybe I put it in the wrong envelope. Let's see. I know I cut it. Maybe it caught in the wrong place. Oh, here's the card we're making. Just bear with me. Apparently my brain is still in Hawaii. That's for another card we're making. Okay, so I've got a gray granite base, and I love this basic gray with the gray granite. I think that goes really well. And I've already cut out some trees for you, just so you don't have to watch me do that 3 times. But we are going to cut out those trees in a second. This is the stamp set that we're using. It has like a Frank Lloyd Wright feel to it, to me, with these sentiments. I don't know if you noticed, but the font has this font that's like uneven, like I like it. It's not centered, if that makes any sense. This is my favorite of all the sentiments, wishing the beautiful gifts of Christmas. But we've got lots of thinking of yous, healing thoughts, thinking of you, sympathy, just you make a difference every day. These 2 obviously could be for Christmas, peace, joy, love, wishing you the beautiful gifts of Christmas. And then it's your time to be remembered, appreciated, celebrated. So that's a great one. And then we have congratulations, thanks, and this of all the sentiments, sheltering you with love at a time when words fall short. I'm not sure any more perfect sentiment could be said for someone undergoing bad things. But this bundle kind of confused me, because, to be honest, we have another set of dies that are similar. And I was like, why do we have beautiful trees dies and inspiring canopies dies? Like, I don't understand why we would have both. And sometimes you just have to go to the catalog and see. And that is where it was revealed to me. So, and it was just right here. Sometimes the catalog explains what's going on. And I don't know if you can see here, but the purpose of the sheltering, because to me, I was like, what are you going to do with a set of dies that cuts out trees and sentiments? Like, where's the other stuff that goes with it? Like, I feel like there needs to be images, right? Like images of things. So what the intention is that you use this shelter, the Inspired Thoughts bundle with these nature sets. So Nature's Beauty and Campology. Okay, I chose to use Campology, but you can see here Nature's Beauty with that little cute rabbit. Isn't that really pretty? And then there's another card here using Nature's Beauty. So the point is to use, and you may have other nature stamp sets like Lovely as a Tree is a great background. That's an oldie but goodie. You look through your nature sets and you find what sets you can put behind the canopy that you're going to create with the Inspired Thoughts bundle. Okay, so I know that's a lot of explanation. You're probably like, get stamping, Kay. But sometimes we just have to understand what the situation is and why we would need something. And that is my explanation to you. All right, so I wanted to make a card that was a little bit simpler than the other two. It's card class, so we like to make one. I like to make some fancy ones, and then one that if you're not feeling fancy, you can easily make it home. So I'm using the die that I'm going to use in a whole nother card. So this will be used later. Don't worry, it'll be used on the other side. And what we're going to do is we're going to just put our die straight down, center your trees on this, and you're just simply going to take your blending brush. You want to start on your paper, and you're going to blending brush all around these trees. Okay, you do kind of have to hold it pretty tight, but they don't really move around very much. They may, because I've already done this once, I might have kind of ginked them up a little bit. But you're just going to get some Pool Party. You could also use Balmy Blue here. I definitely did Pool Party. But you could use Balmy Blue. I suppose you could use Night of Navy. That might be a little dark, but you could try it. But we have a lot of pretty blues. Misty Moonlight might work. Okay, so just hold it tight and just circle. Okay, you're circling around. I did try to do it with just the die. It didn't really work. Okay, so FYI, that's what happens if you just sponge around the die, but not sponge around the die cut piece. So then I said, well, let me try the die cut piece and see what happens. And that's where the magic happens. So, you know, you have to play around. You don't just try something, and if it doesn't work, give up. You just keep trying. If you let go, just line it up again and start circling. Don't stress. It's good. It's all good. This makes me feel like Bob Ross, right? Like, oh, look at the pretty trees. But it does make me feel very naturey. Okay, now hold on to that. I've made a little blooper down here, but that's perfectly fine. No one cares. And I'm not... it's a good idea if you start your swirling on your paper, on your scrap paper, and then come over and swirl around on your card. Make sure and get a little bit down here on this edge, because we're going to define that slope on the die cut piece. Ta-da! Okay, so even my little kooky stuff over here looks fine. I don't think I'm going to be able to smooth that out very much, but I'll just give it a swirl and see. Okay, I'll leave it. That's where it's raining. Okay, so simply that. You're using your die cut piece as a stencil, and you're just kind of creating a white space for those trees. And I think it goes perfectly with this, what do you call it? Like thinking of you sentiment. I mean, it could be like in heaven, it could be in the winter, it could be whatever you perceive it to be. So I wanted to show you this as the sheltering you would love at a time when words fall short. However, you could also try wishing you the beautiful gifts of Christmas. And so that's what I'm going to use on this card. I am going to use Basic Gray as the sentiment. We have a gray-blue theme going here, so I'm going to use Basic Gray. And I'm going to stamp my little sentiment here. It goes right across the card. Oh my gosh, I've just really dorked this card up quite a bit. Over stamped, that's fine. I can cover that with an embellishment at some point. All right, so we are going to, now all we're going to do, this is a very simple card. This is what you might call simple stamping. It's stamps, ink, and paper. Y'all, seriously. That is so funny. I'm just getting a little heavy-handed there. Okay. Ta-da! And we're going to stamp and seal here. And you guys have probably had a scenario in which you had to cover things up. I'm going to use these silver and clear epoxy jewels. We're going to put one here. We're going to put one here. And then we're going to put one here. Okay, so yay, you can't barely see all of the craziness that I've done on that card. Card number 1, Christmas card or sheltering you. You could also pick, yes, the cardinal die cut is coming. Don't worry. But you could also add that cardinal die cut here for sure. But you've got so many, you could actually put this, all of these sentiments on this card and it would be gorgeous. Okay, so any one you would choose. Very, very versatile. I just want to show you a card that we're not making, but I do have some swaps, and you can see just sending healing thoughts your way. And this designer paper, it's just fancy, stunning, and simple. So keep in mind that these sentiments can just be used in a very simple and sweet way. All right, let's move on to the next card, and let's go ahead and do this card. And this is going to be the one, Susie, where we do bring in our cardinal, okay? This is a card that I saw on Pinterest. It's so pretty. You guys know, like, the cardinal is a great symbol of someone that is passed away that might be saying hello. So if you've ever seen a cardinal at just the right time, you know what I mean. But that cardinal comes from, there's 2 places where you can find, well, there's probably more than 2, but the 2 places I know where you can find birds quite curvy. You can stamp and cut that out, like you could stamp it on red. But what I'm using is another set of dies that I love, and it is the Beautiful Trees dies. Now I have to see where I have stuck them. Oh, here they are. These are also tree dies. I showed them to you earlier, but we've got, this goes with the Beauty of the Earth, I believe is the name of the suite. Let me bring you to that real quick. Oh yeah, there it is. So Beauty of the Earth suite. It's great. That's where that paper came. And these dies are fantastic. But you can also get your little cardinal right here. So it cuts out 2. And then I also use this little piece. It cuts out a sentiment area that, I don't know if you can tell, but it's got like a little raised area. So for the class, you do need to purchase the bundle to do all your die cutting. I'll give you pieces enough, but your trees you'll need to die cut. I will die cut you the bird and this because it won't come in the die set. So just FYI, you'll have piece of cardstock to cut out your trees and your other items that go with these dies. Okay, so you'll do all the cutting for these dies. I'll cut out the bird and this with the Beautiful Trees dies. I hope that's clear as mud. You just need to buy the Inspiring Thoughts bundle. That's the end result and the theme of this card class. I hope you do because you need it. All right. I also forced myself to use adhesive sheets for the very first time. Okay, don't laugh. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. but I just always forget about them. And to be honest, I think they look a little bit differently than the ones I have right now. So the ones we sell may look a tad different, but they should work similarly. So here's what we do. We want to be able to stick this die down when we're done with it, but it's very intricate. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your die, so pull out your tree die, and you're going to cut out a rough cut around a piece that will fit. Okay, so just get your piece ready. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lift up your adhesive sheet, probably more gently than that, and stick your piece down like so. Okay, and then you're going to take your die and you're going to set it right in that section. Now, I think I'll do it this way. Yeah. So you're going to set your die down in that like little adhesive sandwich. All right. Now we're going to get our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine on the move. And we will stick our whole little sticker sheet die cardstock sandwich into our emboss machine and run that sucker through. Okay. Oh, they're totally crooked. Let me get them straight here. Much better. There's a pretty thick situation going on there. Ooh wee. And I'll run it back through. I can see my pads are not straight, so that's part of the problem. All right, I did go ahead and run it back through. Let's see if that's enough or if we need to run it through again. The way you can tell is if it goes all the way through. Yep, not all the way through yet. So let's run it through one more time. And I could, let's just, I grabbed one here, a little, what you would call a shim, so an extra piece, we'll just use that, of cardstock to the mix. Sometimes that helps it cut all the way through. Just any piece of scrap cardstock you have laying around. That's called a shim. It gives it just that little extra layer that you need. Let me turn it here. Can't get my torque on it. Okay, there we go. All right. That, I promise you, will have cut through that shim. Me hopes. Okay. Let us see. Let us see. Now I hope I did that right. It's usually when you're on a video when you do something really goofy. Okie dokie. So we're going to pull this out, set that aside. I don't remember if we're going to need that again or not. Okay, so now we've got our cutout trees here, and we are going to just remove the extra little pieces, and you can get out your Big Shot brush and your emboss machine brush, and actually the one we have now is connected to the this gets it kind of loosened up, and sometimes when you pull off the sticker, the little pieces will come with. Okay, so all those little goobers are, you just kind of have to punch them out with your tool. That adhesive's on there, so, and I did this last night, saying you just kind of have to be patient with it, punch out all the little doodads with your, take your pick tool, I guess I could do this, but I'm afraid it would be just a freaking mess. Oh, that actually works really well because the little pieces just kind of stick to the page. Okay. Alright, we've got almost all our little widgets out of there. And your adhesive is nice and stuck there. Now, you can also just cut it straight, and I'll show you another way to do it. Probably best to get all these little widgets out in retrospect before you take off your adhesive sheet. Okay, so just a little tip there. I promise they're life-changing, the adhesive sheets, when you use them properly. Okie dokie. I think I've got all my little sticker-ickers out of there. Oh my stars, they just keep coming, don't they? Sticky situation. That's right, Kathy. Yeah, get the pieces out before you remove the adhesive sheet. That's what I did last night, and it worked like butter. Now I just created problems for myself. All right, we're going to stick this down at this point. Okay, so all we're going to do is use my envelope. I think that was the one that I had grabbed earlier, and it was the wrong one. So on this card, I also used gray granite. I just think it's a lovely card, a lovely color. I love it. But we're gonna stick this espresso situation right down here. I'm gonna center the trees and just set these down like so. And then that's just butter, okay? That just sticks right down where it needs to go because you've got all that adhesive on the back of it. Just, yeah, take the sheet off after. Now all these little doodads are stuck to me. All right, so this is where your cardinal comes in. You definitely want to take advantage of that cardinal. He is so cute, okay? And we're gonna just pop him up with the dimensional. Stick him on one of these branches. All right, isn't he cute? And then I am going to use the With Heartfelt Sympathy, and I'm going to stamp it with Early Espresso, which is one of my favorite colors. Oh, here, let's get y'all down again. Okay, make sure you're in view here. All right, now let's try not to overstamp. With Heartfelt Sympathy, love it. And now you do have to trim this sucker off a tiny bit. It's too large for our card. And this situation will go in a nice layer onto our gray granite base. And gray granite is nice because it's light enough that you can write in it, so that's fantastic. And you're going to use your Heartfelt Sympathy little piece. I'll grab a couple dimensionals and pop that right in line here. Okay, now are y'all ready for this? It's so pretty. I just saw a very similar card, a little bit different color scheme on Pinterest, and I will give credit to the person that made it on my blog. I just don't remember her name, but it was so pretty. So one of the benefits of being a Stampin' Up! Happy shopper or demonstrator is a place called the Demonstrator Planning Place, and I believe that's where I found this. It may have been on Pinterest, but if you go, there's a Facebook group that's all it is Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and people post cards, so you can go and type into the group the name of the stamp set, and gobs of cards pop up made with that stamp set. And they're all made by Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, so you know they're going to be stunning. And they're all with current products that we can buy, which is awesome because we want to sell what we can buy. We want to be able to buy things to make what we're making. So that's a really great benefit of being as a happy shopper. So if you're not a happy shopper, you should be. If you are, make sure and get on that Facebook group called Demonstrator Planning Place. Okay? All right, so there's your sweet little cardinal card. Now we're going to make our third card. I'll show you another swap that I got using it. It's really pretty. So you've got a little background with green granny apple, some brown trees, the foliage. You've got a little shimmery yellow sun back here, and a little thank you for being you. This was oh, I didn't notice it was stamped on the inside. Awesome. That's from Carol Nordquist. I did a swap, and that was a card that she made. But this is the card that sold the set for me, and like I showed you earlier, you want to be aware that the intention is for you to use these canopy dies, the inspiring canopy dies with the Inspired Thoughts dies with these naturey stamp sets. So we've got Campology and we've got Nature's Beauty. You could add any nature stamp set in place of the two that I've shown here. All right, so I just had to basically recreate this card because I was intrigued by it. In fact, I did not even own Campology until I saw this card, and Campology is not new, but I had to get it because I wanted to make this card. All right, so we were starting with a Misty Moonlight base. I'll give you a little scrap of this in your packet. It's the birch specialty paper that came when we had the butterflies. It's in the catalog now. Got a piece of white. I actually have already die cut like 1 million canopies. You need to run, so I'll show you. There's 4 tree canopy dies in the set. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I ran all 4 3 times. Okay, so we have 12 little canopies here. So I already did that for you. And also I ran this little circle. You're going to need that for the sun. So I've got that here. Okay, we'll use that too. So run this through any color and these through with garden green. All right. And there are a few places in these canopy dies that are, what do you call it? Like where the little piece goes all the way around. Most of them don't. They're just not all the way around. But the ones that are all the way around, you can go in and pop those out. Okay, so you get the drift there. So get all your canopies. And again, this will not come in your packet. You need to purchase the bundle and cut out all your canopies and your trees. I will cut out the cardinals and the little sentiment there square for you. So let's start with, actually already cut out the tree. Oh my goodness, where did I put it? So y'all don't have to witness me cutting that tree out again. That's the one we used with the first card. So this is gonna be here. And the reason I'm holding it here is I'm just trying to figure out like where do I want my sun to be? I want it to be about right here so that I can see some of it, okay? So that's gonna be our sun. Now originally I stuck it down with a glue dot and it made just a tiny little goober on there. So let's just put a tiny bit of Stampin' Seal and see if that is a little bit better. If you have whatever adhesive, you could also use green glue, let it dry, Tombow glue, let it dry, and then it becomes like a repositionable type glue situation. So that's probably your ideal bet, but we've already committed to this path. Now I'm going to need a blending brush, and the color ink I'm using here is Bumblebee, all right? And I'm going to need 2 Post-it notes, which, oh my gosh, I emptied out my trash. So let me grab a Post-it note, and let me see, here's another one. Oh, I found one. Okay. So I don't know how the people in the catalog. Oh, it does remind you of Girl Scouts, Kathy. I don't know how the catalog people did this, but this is how I'm doing it. All right, we're going to take our Post-it and we're going to make a little, wedge, okay? So about that much of the sun showing, all right? And then we're going to use our blending brush and we're going to go pretty generous on this one, okay? So we're just going to give a generous amount of Bumblebee, okay? And then we're going to go, whoop, whoop, and we're going to move this here. And we're gonna smack this one over here, okay? And then we're gonna go lighter, okay? So the other one we gave a lot to, so you don't even have to re-ink it. You're going lighter here on purpose, okay? And then that way, there's a real demarcation between that and that. You can go a little bit darker here, okay? And then you're gonna pick this up, you're gonna move it, you're gonna move it, and you're gonna go darker again. You can even kind of try to focus on one side if you want to get fancy. Okay, so you're doing that, and then you're going to move it again. Now, a lot of this is not going to show, so don't go all the way around the sun. Just kind of get your situation going here. And this one we're going to do a little bit lighter. Okay, that's plenty. All right, so we'll take that there. All right, now we're just going to keep on keeping on. This one is going to be lighter. Ooh, done. And then we're going to move it. Isn't this fun? You could do this on a whole card. Like you could do a really big sun with a bigger circle too. But, and gosh, summertime, we're getting the first weekend of summer is this weekend. So yeah, this is a perfect time to play with Campology. Now, I did kind of go over into this area with the sun because this part does show. So just decide how far you're gonna go with that and stop. Okay, you just kind of, okay, sun and stop. Cool. And then honestly, let's do one more. But yeah, go ahead and add Campology to your list because it's the best set right now for summer and camping. It's just fantastic if you've got campers in your life, if you've got Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, anything. Now, you see how that happened? It's fine. All you do is go in with your blending brush and voila. That just kind of takes care of that. And then we're going to do a little bit of the stuff right here just to fill this in. This is not really going to show, but we don't want it to be like super obvious down there. So just get a little bit of Bumblebee in here and you're good. You're good. Now we're going to remove our green. Voila! Isn't that fantastic? So just a little technique you've learned there about how to make a sunburst with your blending brush. See how I told you you needed that blending brush as a prize? Yes, you do, because they're awesome. They come in packs of 3 and they're $12. So I recommend getting at least 2 or 3 packs of them because they do wash out. If you're frugal and you want to save your money, you can go wash this out and use it over and over again. So I even used it with some sparkly, what was it? Hey, Debbie Allen. I used it with some shimmer paint and it rinsed out if you rinse it immediately. So awesome. Okay, so let's do our next step. Let us get our next step. Now, this next step, we're going to stamp our tent onto our, I think this is like they're on a beach. Okay, so they're camping on a beach is the way that I see it. You may see it differently, but I just kind of put this here as a placement. so you kind of know where to put your tent. Okay, so I'm stamping this in Misty Moonlight, and I'm just getting a feel for where it goes, and then I'm going to remove that. Okay, so don't stress, just kind of get a feel for where it goes. It doesn't have to be perfectly perfect, but that way it's going to be where it's going to be. Now, there is a little die in the set that makes a wavy line, and I'm being honest with you, I did run it through the Big Shot with the die, but honestly, I'm gonna fussy cut around that anyway, so I would just say, just cut to it. Like, don't overthink that, but okay, so we're fussy cutting around this, okay, and then we're just gonna go wee and make a little fun curvy cut. Okay, that's your beach. All right, so that is gonna get just stuck down, but not yet because we have to do some stamping. Okay, but this is ready. So cutting around your little tent. I don't know why I can't say the word tent tonight. Crazy. All right, now our trees are gonna go here. Now I will show you, I'm choosing to cut these trees off. I noticed that, and I'll show you why. So I'm cutting these trees off their base, and the reason is I want more of these, I want more of this mossy meadow tree back here to show. So you can see this almost totally covers it, but when I have this down here a little bit lower, then that's going to show better. Okay, so cut off the bottom edge of that canopy. And now we're going to use our mossy meadow, which I may have already put back in its place. And there's some stunning little tree dies in your Campology set. Let me show you. They're like just like an evergreen forest, and we're going to stamp those in mossy meadow. Now, I am going to just gently stamp that off on a paper and then stamp it. And I'm going to stamp it pretty high up here so you can see real well. Okay. Ooh, I love it. It's perfect. All right, I love when I make a card the second time because I know exactly how I want it to look. All right, now this is going to go, we're going to stick our beach camp site down here with our tent. I got the word this time. I always overthink when fussy cutting. Oh my gosh, I don't. You can see I don't. Debbie Allen. Hey, Debbie. I just cut fast, and I don't know. It probably looks like I cut fast, but you definitely want to leave a little edge around it. That's a little tricky trick I've learned. Okay. Now this guy is going to go here, and I am going to even that out. Just don't stress. Okay, but like I didn't use the adhesive on here, so here's another way to stick down an intricate die when you're using adhesive. So I have a little embellishment container, and I'm going to slap some multi-purpose glue in it, and I'm going to reach into my trash can and find something to put behind it, and I'm going to use my whatever tip of my sponge is not covered in a color, and you could also do this with a sponge dauber, and you're just going to put the thinnest layer of this green glue onto your deal. And if you can't see it, it's there. Trust me, like it's there. Don't worry. And you just get your whole kit and caboodle done. I love this. I first discovered this when we had that die that was like the hot air balloon, and it was so involved, and I've used it ever since. So you could choose to either do the sponge on the glue or the adhesive sheets. They're both awesome. Of course, pop out your little bits before you peel off the adhesive. Okay. Now we're going to line this up, center our trees, and smack that down. Perfection, okay? See? Our little tent is right behind those trees. We are going to trim off our little extra piece here. And voila. Okay, but we're not done yet. We now, oh, hi, Jill. Good to see you. Now we're gonna build our canopies. Okay, so this is one of the most awesome features of these dies. So, and I tried to study the sample, and then I was like, hey, don't overthink it, all right? Just start building your canopy, all right? So you're just going to start with something, and you're just going to stick it down, and you're just going to keep sticking, okay? I will probably go with the adhesive. I remember now I did this with my glue and sponge. So let's get a bunch going here. And we're just going to just glue these down one at a time. So there's nothing magical about it. You're just going to, okay, that goes. I do try to like mostly cover up that brown. I just think it looks kind of weird. So we're just getting probably over a little heavy-handed on the glue there. It'll dry clear though, don't worry. Stick that over there, and then we're gonna come in with this one, and we will come in. So you're just gonna like, there's no secret to it. Like I said, you're just building your tree canopy, okay? And that's what makes it look fantastic, is it's this 3D tree situation, and it's just fabulous. You are Bob Ross when you're done, okay? You could run all of these through with adhesive sheets if you wanted. Okay, we're building, and I tried to do it with just 6, and I found I needed a little bit more. So I went ahead and ran the dies through 3 times 4, so 12 little pieces. And I will give you the green cardstock, and you cut out all your own little canopies. That's this smaller piece. I'm gonna finish that one out. So I guess I do kind of work from the bigger to the smaller pieces. The bigger pieces fill out a pretty big area, and then the smaller pieces can fill in. I'm going to use this bigger piece to really get this situation going here. So you can use them going this way or that way. And I'm going to fill that in there. That's going to dry clear. And the last 2, I'm gonna go here. I've got glue all over my fingers at this point. And here. All right, let's see. I think I'll put one more right there. Give it a little bit of, I have one more to use, so give it a little bit of texture right there. Look really layery. Okay, is that not gorgeous? All right, we've got just trees out the yin yang canopy. You've got your little campground back here, and then that's all going on a Misty Moonlight base. All right. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and put my, I don't usually put my adhesive on the base, but got so much going on there. I'm telling you, this is just not my night here with this adhesive. I don't usually have trouble with it. I think I'm just going too fast and pushing too hard. Okay, I'm going to turn this over. Smash that down. Oh no, that's gonna, okay. All right, so we're still not finished because we need a sentiment, all right? And I looked and looked, I was like, what paper did they use? And then I figured out what it was, is this is the birch paper. This is the back of the birch paper, okay? So that's what they used, is the back of this birch paper. And I'm using the tiny hello sentiment. You could all, oh, you know what? I'm going to use congratulations, because this would be a great graduation card for someone that enjoys camping. There's also thank you so much. So I'm going to use a narrow one. I'm going to go with congratulations, but I think that will be a cute graduation card for a boy that loves to camp. Let me see. I went ahead and used Misty Moonlight here. I've got my pad has, someone's using it to make some swaps for me, so I've used my Stampin' Spot here. Misty Moonlight. Isn't that fantastic? And then what you're going to do here, it's a little bit easier to do with your smaller sentiment. And actually, since this is long enough, I'm going to use my trimmer, but you could just freehand cut it, whichever one you want to do. But since it's pretty long, I am going to use my trimmer to cut it, at least on the top and bottom. And then you can use your snips to cut here and here. Coolio. All right, and this little guy is just gonna go right so. And there's your stunner of a canopy, inspired canopies dies bundle card. Okay, do you love that? I love it. All right, so sometimes you just, when you see something in the catalog that you love, you just copy it, and it's fantastic. That's what they're there for. The people at Stampin' Up! Get paid to make these projects, and I just copy them. Fancy. Okay, let me explain to you how you can get everything you need to make all three of these stunning cards. So if you put in a $30 order tonight, you're going to get the make and take packets to make these three cards. You will need the bundle to cut out your trees. I'll cut out everything else. But when you have a $30 or more order, okay? So if you order $50 or more, then you will get a new catalog embellishment. And it's going to be, I know it's going to be these clear epoxy essentials, okay? You've got silver and clear pieces there. So cute. But I would recommend the Inspired Thoughts Starter Kit, okay? And what you're going to get, okay, the Join Plus deal is $155 for $99, no shipping, all right? So that's fantastic, and this is how you're going to get there. You're going to get the Inspired Thoughts bundle. You're going to order Campology, or you could use Nature's Beauty. You might have to, yeah, Nature's Beauty is just $21, so you can pick which one. You can do blending brushes. I would recommend 2 packages. You can get a Stampin' Trimmer. You can get some inks. I used Espresso, Pool Party, Misty Moonlight, Bumblebee, and Mossy Meadow. Okay, and then this will total you at $154.25, which is right at $155, perfect. But you're only going to pay $99 for that. Plus, you'll have a tax, but no shipping. All right, so it'll turn in Arkansas. It turns around $107. But that is fantastic deal. Okay, it only lasts till the 31st. And then it's gone, and then you're back to the $125 for $99, which is a great deal. But why not take advantage of the $155 for $99? So $155 for $99 ends $531. Don't wait until this weekend, because it's a holiday weekend and you won't get what you want, and something could happen, and Stampin' Up! Won't be there to help you. Okay, if you want to order, here's the host code. The link to order is right in this post that I'm doing this video on. Orders of 30 or more get the card kit for free. 50 or more, of course, get the catalog embellishment. Just email me or message me to help you with your starter kit. It's a little tricky to do, so I can get on the phone with you and help you enter that. let me show you some. We have a bonus tonight. I have some swaps and some cards that I've received in the mail to show you, just for fun. All right, so they're not having to do with this. These are all, though, I think they're all, almost all new catalog cards. First off, my sweet friend Elizabeth made me this cute card. I reached a milestone for me, a $200,000 in sales. That's a lot of stamps. And she made this cute card for me. Don't you love it? All right, now I'm just going to show you all these pretty swaps. All right. So I'm just going to go through. These are host sets that we are selling in our new catalog. This is, let me get to the new stuff here. This is that new paper. This is the hand pinned set. These are catalog cases, so these are copies from the catalog that I made with my team. Aren't they gorgeous? Thank you, Kathy. That was a big milestone for me. It was fun to get there. I get a $1,000 bonus, so that'll be a lot of stamps. Look at all these cute projects made with stamps from this set. Now here's the other set of tree dies, the beautiful trees dies that I showed you where those cardinals came from. We've got penguins, aren't they cute? And pansies. And I believe this one's called Nature Quiet Meadow. All right, so just a group of cards you can see there, and don't forget that when you place an order of 30 or more, you get the make and takes for this card class for free. 50 or more, you get embellishments, but please take advantage of the starter kit and get all of the stuff for Inspired Thoughts for only $99. And you will get, everything will come right to you for no shipping. All right, like and share. I will draw for this prize in a second. Thanks for watching, friends. Bye.